Hey friends, this is the Mrs. Wolfie from Our Half Acre Homestead with a pantry pull meal that could also be a Thanksgiving leftover makeover meal. We're going to have Thanksgiving on a shoestring. Here is our pantry pull. I had some, good thing 4 jars always pops, and it always stays sealed when you drop it on the floor. Okay, so I've got some homemade bread that I had in the freezer. Here's 3 leftover cold sausages that we had for breakfast one day. Onions, we're probably not going to use all of these. Green beans, canned turkey, celery, and I think that's everything. Yeah, let's get started. First things first, we're going to butter our little casserole dish here. And now, you can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to open the turkey. 4 jars always pops. And I'm going to see if I can't get just the juice into this pot. I'm going to pour that back into the jar a minute while I make a roux. Now here is our turkey. Dark meat. This is a turkey thigh, I believe. We just want to make sure that we take all the bones out, even though they're going to be really soft. Look at this. Isn't this beautiful? Okay. Now, I'm going to pour the juice back into this jar. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Oh, splashing everywhere. You turn that on high. Put in, I don't know, a tablespoon of flour, not even. We're just gonna kind of cook this. You want the flour cooked, not just absorbed by the butter. You want it cooked. We're gonna throw our turkey juice in there. That was skin and bone, so let's make sure we get all of this out of here into that beautiful gravy that we're going to make. And there we go. Now that should thicken right up. Alright, I'll set that aside. Now, we want to make our stuffing. I think, well, maybe a little bit more. We'll see. And then I'm just going to cut this up. Now you can make this with the leftovers from your Thanksgiving dinner and freeze it. But I'm just, you know, we got snow yesterday and now it's freezing rain. And I'm thinking turkey, a turkey dinner is just what is called for at this point. Now I'm going to get a bowl here for a second. And we'll put our bread in there. I should have cut it smaller, I guess, but now we're going to take up, well, 2.5 sausages. It was the last of the package, and I didn't want to just leave 2 in the freezer or 3 in the freezer, so I made extra. And these are cooked sausages, pork sausages, and then we'll put them in there. Whoops. This isn't just... Let's call this a Thanksgiving leftover makeover meal. And now, I'm going to put in, oh Gracie hush, half a package of frozen onions. I'll put this back in the freezer. Thank you, the oven's ready. I'm going to pour this celery juice into the gravy. Whoops, can you see that? I'm going to pour this celery juice into the gravy. And I'm using my... You can't even see what I'm doing here. I'm sorry. we've got sliced up sausage, cubed stale bread, and a quarter cup of onions. And here we got a half a cup of home canned celery. Now, and I have put some garden sage in here. A little bit more sage from the garden. Whoops. We don't want any twigs in there. There we go. There we go. Yeah, there it is. Now, we're going to put our stuffing on top of here. I actually should have put that in on the bottom, you know that? But that's okay. There's our stuffing on top of our turkey. You're going to want some instant mashed potatoes or leftover mashed potatoes as well. Here, whoops. We're going to open our beans. And we're just going to put them all over top. Just like that. Now, no, Gracie, this is not for you. Get a little closer so you can see what I'm doing here. And I'm just going to pour this turkey gravy all over. And now, I'm going to make some mashed potatoes. Let's make sure I get all of this gravy. And we're going to top this with some mashed potatoes. Here we got some instant mashed potatoes. No, it is not a Folgers can. Well, it's a Folgers can, but it's got instant mashed potatoes in it. And we're just going to put some potatoes in there. Now you can make this in a roasting pan for a family of 5 if you like. We're just going to pour some boiling water in there. Get our gravy thing here. Gracie, hush. You'll get yours at supper. Some milk. There we go. We want to add a little bit of butter to that as well. And an egg, of course. Okay. Cookie scoop is broken. We go old school. Spoons. No, Gracie. She somehow thinks that she should have this. There. Now I'm going to pop this into the oven at 350 degrees, and I will uncover it about 10 minutes before it's ready to serve so that it can brown up. Okay, this is sweet potato puree that I thought I was going to be able to can for my grandchild. I found out I couldn't. Here we have a little poppy pan. Little cheesecake pan. I think I'm only going to need one of these. Okay. We're going to open one of these little bottles of sweet potato. It's about a half a cup. Let's see if we need any more bread than this. Okay, Make sure your parchment is right up against the side walls. Yeah, I think we're going to need just a little bit more bread. Let's see. Yeah, that's more like it. And then Papa can have some in his lunch tomorrow. All right, let's give this to Gracie. We'll wipe the last of the butter off of this. There, go, bugger off. Go. Gotta pay the bread tax. Now, I'm just gonna give this one more whip. Doesn't matter if there's a few lumps of butter in it, that's fine. You can melt your butter if you wish. We're gonna pour it all over that bread. Just like that. And about 20 minutes before supper's ready, this will go in the oven. Sorry for the sound of my kettle. Now, I'm about to put this in the oven and I saw all that butter on the top, so I think I'm just going to sprinkle some sugar on top there. That's going in the oven for about, I don't know, 35, 40 minutes. Okay, our timer has gone off. And I didn't even take the lid off because when I checked on the casserole, the potatoes were browning just nicely. Look at that. And it smells like Thanksgiving in a pan. We're just going to let that rest until Howie gets home. Isn't that beautiful? Just to keep it warm. Yes, this is beaten up, but I love it. I can't remember who made this for me, but I love that. I'm sorry, folks. Howard is running late, and I can't wait. So I'm going to make myself up a plate. Let Howie serve himself when he gets home. Let's have a look. Is that a good drink of water there, Gracie? Oh, and I could tell you how good, and this is heavy. Look at that. Turkey. And stuffing. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? So this is either a leftover Thanksgiving makeover meal, or it's a pantry pull Thanksgiving casserole.
It's all there.
Is that good or bad? Thank you, darling. Now this is a little more dry than I would normally like it. It's almost like cake rather than a pudding. This is sweet potato bread pudding. It's a little dry, only because I actually should have made more of the sauce that you cook it. I made that with the sweet potato baby puree I made for Bubba that decided never to give him.
Awesome. Good.
Well, you know, we need a thumb. You dear. Did you give Gracie a piece? Mm-hmm. There we go. This is Mrs. Wolfe from Our Half Acre Homestead. Call it what you want. A turkey dinner pantry pull meal, a leftover makeover meal from Thanksgiving, or Thanksgiving on a budget. Doesn't matter. It all tastes the same, and it was delicious. Trust me. Take care. God bless. Happy Thanksgiving to our American friends.